Most people with two monitors click between them hundreds of times a day. Not because they want to, because they have to. That single mouse click to switch focus is so automatic it's invisible. Until someone removes it entirely. Miru is a Rust command line tool that tracks where your eyes are looking using nothing but a regular webcam and automatically moves keyboard and mouse focus to whichever monitor you're actually looking at. No click. No shortcut. You look left, your left monitor becomes active. You look right, your right monitor takes over. That's it. Let's talk about what's actually happening under the hood. Miru uses your webcam feed to run gaze estimation in real time. It figures out which monitor region your eyes are directed toward, then calls the OS-level window focus API to switch the active display. The whole thing runs as a background process from your terminal. You launch it, and then you forget it's there. The demo is almost boring to watch, which is exactly the point. You see someone typing on the left screen, then their eyes drift right to a browser window, and without touching anything, the focus is already there. They start typing and it lands in the right window. The latency is low enough that it doesn't feel like lag. It feels like your computer finally learned to read the room. And here's the thing, this runs on consumer hardware. No Tobii eye tracker. No infrared sensor. No $300 peripheral. Just the webcam you already have sitting on top of your monitor. But what does Miru actually not do? This is where honesty matters. Gaze estimation from a standard webcam is not surgical precision. If your monitors are close together, or if you're looking at the center of your desk, the system can misfire. It doesn't always know whether you're looking at the left monitor or the bezel between them. In bright ambient light or low light, accuracy drops. If you wear glasses with strong reflections, detection gets harder. It also doesn't handle more than two monitors in any sophisticated way right now. The logic is binary, left or right. Multi-monitor setups with 3 or more screens are not reliably supported. And because this is a CLI tool built by one developer and shared openly, there's no polished settings panel, no calibration wizard, no GUI to tweak sensitivity. You work with config files and flags. That's fine for developers. It's not fine for your non-technical coworker. What surprised me was how much of this limitation is hardware, not software. A $20 webcam at 30 frames per second gives you maybe plus or minus a few centimeters of gaze accuracy at monitor distance. That's genuinely enough to tell left from right most of the time. But it's not enough to track which paragraph you're reading. The ceiling here is set by physics, not code. Now, what could this realistically become? The near-term evolution is smarter dwell detection. Instead of switching focus the instant your gaze crosses a monitor boundary, a short dwell timer, maybe 300 milliseconds, could filter out accidental glances. That single change would likely cut most misfires. The more interesting future is integration with tiling window managers. If Miru can talk to something like i3 or Sway, it could not just switch monitor focus but activate the specific window within a monitor that you're looking at. That's a qualitatively different tool. Pair that with a better gaze model, maybe a small on-device neural network trained on head pose and pupil position, and you're approaching something genuinely useful for accessibility workflows, not just developer productivity. There's also a natural fit with presentation tools. If you're a speaker running dual screens, one for your slides, one for your notes, automatic focus switching based on gaze means your clicker and keyboard always go to the right place without thought. So why does this exist? Because the person who built it was annoyed. Specifically annoyed by the physical act of clicking to switch focus on a dual monitor setup, dozens of times per hour, every working day. The problem isn't dramatic. It's not a crisis. It's a paper cut that never heals. And that's where some of the most useful tools come from. Not from market research or funding rounds. From one developer who decided the friction was unnecessary and had enough systems knowledge to do something about it. Miru is early. It's raw. It works well enough that some people will find it genuinely useful today, especially developers on Linux dual monitor setups who are comfortable in a terminal. For everyone else, it's a proof of concept that the idea is viable, that gaze-driven focus switching is not science fiction, it's 200 lines of Rust and a webcam. Link to the GitHub is in the description. Next episode, we're looking at a tool that does something similar but for keyboard remapping. It watches what application you're in and changes your shortcuts automatically. If you've ever wished your keyboard behaved differently in VS Code versus your browser, that one's for you.